He's going to freestyle for us. Is he? Oh, like it.
It is Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, driven by Hyundai. We're the Fan Morning Show. Greg Giannotti, Paul Alexander, and Jim Colony. And what a special treat, because in studio right now, Steelers wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders. He's going to hang out for an hour. He's going to help co-host the show. And you're like live streaming over here now, aren't you? You got a whole setup here. Why don't you let people know what's going on so they can follow you as you're on the air here?
Yeah, definitely live streaming right now. I got a fan page, Emmanuel Sanders, When a Dream Becomes a Reality. I'm live streaming. I go on there, man, because the fans show me so much love, so I just try to show them love back.
Well, that's great, and an interactive thing, so log on to that, and you can see what's going on right now. Now, I guess you listen to the radio station a lot, because here you are, as we're about to do the update, you're singing the jingle.
Yeah, definitely. You know, on my way to work, I used to always listen to 93.7 The Fan, man, so it's definitely my favorite radio station.
Well, no, we appreciate that. So how's everything going with the offseason so far?
It's going good. It's definitely been slow. I went on them in this lockout, man. I got too much time on my hands. After a 2-hour workout, it's like, what am I going to do now? So I've been talking with Ben, and he's got me into playing some golf. So I've been golfing a lot
really?
lately. Yeah.
How's that going?
I'm pretty bad right now. I have a newfound respect for Tiger Woods, though, I tell you what.
Now,
it ain't easy.
Did you get frustrated, like really frustrated being a competitor?
You have no idea. I consider myself a world-class athlete, and I get out there and I see an 80-year-old guy drive the ball farther than me. And
so you were golfing with Paul, then?
Oh!
He probably could take me down, though.
And how about making the point that, I hit it pretty damn good.
Yeah, you do.
That's right. How's the rest of the Young Money family?
Everyone's good. You know, I talk to Antonio almost every day. He's out of Miami training right now, and Mike's out of New Orleans. So we're looking forward to getting back in and working, man.
I have to tell you, I ran into Charlie Batch yesterday, and I said, well, how are things going? He said, not good. Don't believe any of this stuff.
Oh, yeah?
This is not going well. There's a lot of information out there that isn't true, and Charlie's been telling me this for 3 years, that this was going down and it wasn't going to be good. Are you hearing different things?
I hear what you guys know, what the media. I mean, Charlie sends us an email every now and then, but what you guys know, that's what I know. But as far as the lockout, man, I'm waiting on them to end this thing. I mean, because a guy like me coming off 2 foot surgeries, I need to be in the Steelers facility. I need to be with the trainers the whole 9 yards in order to make sure my rehab is coming back 100%. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope they end this thing soon.
But aren't you guys allowed? Were there arrangements made so that you guys that are rehabbing are able to still stay in contact with the doctors and the trainers?
Yeah, I can still. John Norwood, he still contacts me for MRIs, X-rays, and things of that nature. But it's nothing like being in that facility and day to day they're making sure my rehab is coming along, you know. But right now I got a guy that's kind of rehabbing me out in Wexford.
It's a Fan Morning Show with Steelers wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders in studio. Now, you got together with Ben and a couple other guys, and you were working on stuff. What's that like when there's really, there's no coaches yelling at you? There's still, I'm sure, like major focus, though, when you're out there. Is it tough when it's you're controlling it yourselves? Did you kind of need that structure of someone, yelling at you and getting in your face?
Ben is pretty much like a coach. He still treats me and Antonio like a rookie. He says we're not a rookie until after we're not done being rookies until after the preseason. So, to get out there with the guys, though, it was just good. To be in the huddle with Ben and understanding the plays and the concepts, that all ended up being good. So we ended up doing it 3 times, and hopefully we can do it one more time.
Now, I'm sorry, Jim. You're very lucky that this is now your sophomore season. You're not dealing with this. I mean, think about if you were a rookie and having to deal with this lockout. Can you imagine what that would be like, not knowing the plays and the playbook?
I can't imagine. The good thing is I'm happy I'm a Steeler. We got a very veteran team, but I feel sorry for guys like Cam Newton. They got to come in and learn a whole new playbook, and the expectations are so high,
Now you're saying now Ben's telling you guys you're still rookies, and yet at some point during last season he was telling you exactly the opposite, right? About midway through, he's saying you guys aren't rookies anymore, right? So now he's going to mix message.
He was still telling us we were rookies. He just wasn't throwing it to us like we were rookies. Well, we were definitely rookies in that locker room.
Now, the Super Bowl had to be just an overwhelming experience for you. Now, it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, but just talk us through some of the moments that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And I'm sure you're hoping you get back to another one, but as a rookie, going to that huge stage, what was that like for you?
I mean, the expectations I had for it was outdone way higher. I remember the media day. I thought it was going to be a couple of cameras going there, man. I went in there. It was like hundreds and hundreds of media. I ended up I'm just a rookie. I ended up having like 15 cameras around me at one time. I had no idea that was going to happen, man. But that was definitely one of the best weeks of my life. You know, I got an opportunity to go back to Dallas. That's where I played college football at. And just to be around my fam and about to participate in the Super Bowl was definitely a blessing. But the memory I remember the most is walking off that field and looking back and seeing the confetti falling in Green Bay celebrate. And I got to get back there. And I know that I'm part of a great franchise and a great organization. I know we're going to get back there and get that ring and bring number 7 back to Pittsburgh.
And at what point did you realize during this season that was a possibility? It's sort of all the Super Bowls the Steelers have gone to, that one to me came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I kind of knew we had a championship caliber team week 1. I mean, Ray, the player personnel guy, he was telling us, like, this team could go all the way. And he was telling us that back in training camp. And, I started breaking down the scenarios and the team that we actually have, and I knew that we had what it takes. But we got to get back there, man. We got to. I'm watching myself here on the Eastern. I can remember not to like grab my nose. And stuff. I'm like right behind him, so I'm like on the webcam. Hi there. But when you guys got through that first 4-game stretch of the season without Ben, was that a realization as well that this team, to get through the 3-1, you could have been 4-0 very easily? Oh yeah, definitely. To go 3-1 without our starting quarterback was definitely a sign that we got a great team once we get Ben back. I mean, I remember Hines saying we can go undefeated if we get Ben back, and Ben came back and he told us pretty much during the offseason that he's going to come back on a vengeance, and he did that.
It's a Fan Morning Show with Emmanuel Sanders. In studio, Young Money family. We love these guys. Yeah, and, it's funny. I was asked yesterday, who was your favorite guys, athletes you like to interview? And the first thing, no joke, I said the Young Money family. Any one of those guys are just tremendous. And the fact that you guys listen to the radio station as much as you do.
Fans,
that's great. Now, at what point last year did you realize, now you talk about the team, that you could really make an impact? I know you believed in yourself, but I'm sure there's a little bit of doubt, and you're making that next step, and then all of a sudden you're making big catches on 3rd down. Yeah. You got Ben Roethlisberger, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, trusting you. Did you have that confidence from day one, or did at some point it clicked in your head like, boy, I can have a special year?
I'm a very confident guy, but coming into the training camp, they kind of bash you a little bit being a rookie, but that's the rookie treatment. But I think I hit my stride week 10. That's when the playbook started clicking to me in the whole 9 yards, and that's when I knew that I could become a player. I can become a player and contribute on this team.
Now, we love the saying, 1 bone, 2 dogs.
2 dogs, 1 bone.
Yeah. 2 dogs, 1 bone. I can't imagine you like that very much at all.
Not
meaning
at
that
all.
There's one spot and you got to fight out a good buddy to get it.
Yeah.
That probably brings out the best in you. Does it work?
Oh, no question, man. I mean, day in and day out, every practice, you got to bring your A game because you don't know who's going to be playing that upcoming Sunday game. But it ended up making us better, and me and Antonio got together and said, you know what? We're gonna make 2. We're gonna have to make him give us 2 bones. And we came together, and the next thing you know, it was 2 bones out there. He found a bone somewhere.
I'm trying to remember the day that it was. I think it was the day that John Calipari came to practice, and you guys were down on the artificial surface field down in the because it was really wet that afternoon. And you guys had a miserable. You remember this afternoon? You young guys had a miserable day. I just remember you guys were, I don't know if it was like
during training camp, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Training camp.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You remember that afternoon?
Yeah.
And then I distinctly remember, we're waiting for Tomlin afterwards, and you and Antonio and a couple of the other guys, one of them may have stuck on the practice squad, just kind of sat down and just, can you take us back to that day, what you were feeling and how you guys kind of sucked it up together and it seemed like you got together and got determined to make sure that you guys were going to get better.
I mean, that was the day that all the young guys just pretty much hit a wall. I think it was the last couple of days of training camp, and our bodies was tired, and our minds, we were physically and mentally drained. And I remember I ended up dropping 2 or 3 passes that practice. And Mike Tomlin was getting on me pretty rough, but at the end of the day, I had to sit down and just go back and be like, how can I make tomorrow better? And that's what I do. And I think that's what it takes to be a player in this league. You got to forget about yesterday and focus on tomorrow.
Now, how intimidating is Mike Tomlin when he's in your face like that? We see him, and he's intimidating to the media, but he's not yelling and screaming at us. Is that a tough thing to deal with?
It's definitely not a tough thing. I mean, at high school to college, you get the same treatment, but at the end of the day, they love you, and they're only doing it to make you a better player.
All right, we're going to open up the phones for Emmanuel Sanders. Phone calls here. Steeler fans, you can ask him whenever you want. 412-333-9370. Text at 47625. Give out the website one more time because you're live streaming here so everybody can watch it.
It's Facebook.com. Emmanuel Sanders When the Dream Becomes a Reality. Come check it out.
All right, and then also we need to ask him about Tiki Barber, Plaxico Burress, and Hines Ward on Dancing with the Stars. Fan Morning Show with Emmanuel Sanders in studio on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Yo.
That's so cool. How many people are following? Can you tell?
I can't tell.
That's awesome.
The latest one in Marshall, Brush Creek Road at Warrendale, Bain Road. Use caution in that area.
EP all the time, man. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can. You know what I'm saying? Just nobody. But I mean, he from the hood, man. We don't know nothing about it. As soon as I get out, it's on. Back in the lineup with the Young Money family.
Oh, we love it. A little clip from Jim Colony and the Young Money family. We got a member of the Young Money family in studio, Emmanuel Sanders, right here on the Fan Morning Show, Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. You remember that day?
Yeah, man, that was a crazy day. The kid won 7.
That was
he said, "Can't nobody stop him," and he proved it, man.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. And also Antonio Brown, who was Turk at the time, he said, "As soon as I get out, it's on," and it was.
On. That lets you know, Young Money, we real out here, baby.
That was just the weirdest thing. I'm talking to Wallace. All of a sudden, he goes off. You come over. I looked over out of the corner of my eye. I think Ryan Clark, actually, his locker is near where you guys are, and he's kind of like looking over, shaking his head, going like, "What the heck is going on over there?"
Yeah.
Oh,
remember how much fun we had giving everyone a name? Then it was like, "Well, who's Hines?" "Well, he's Old Money." And then, everybody had like a name. And
that's fun, man.
Oh, it was awesome.
Fun.
You can ask Emmanuel Sanders a question right now at 412-333-9370. Tyler's first up on the Fan Morning Show. What's going on, Tyler?
Hello, Emmanuel.
What up, T?
What was the first thing Coach Tomlin said to you when you were drafted?
He pretty much called me on the phone. He said, "This is Mike Tomlin with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're gonna draft you up next, and we're looking forward for you to come in and make some plays for us."
So it was Tomlin that called you first, and that's got to be like the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah, it definitely was, man, because that draft process is frustrating, man. You're sitting up there and watching the TV, hoping for your name to get called. And you have an idea of what everyone's predicting you to go, and I thought I was going to go in the second, and ended up going in the third, so I was kind of frustrated, but it was a relief.
Now, had you met him? Were you one of the guys that did you talk to him at the Combine?
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I talked to the wide receivers coach at the Combine. They actually flew me out here to Pittsburgh, and I remember just driving through the tunnels. It was at nighttime, and I said, "Man, this is a place that I feel like I can be, man," because coming from the tunnel in the airport and then entering into Pittsburgh and seeing the rivers and the whole 9 yards, that's one of the most beautiful sights you could ever see, And I'm back here.
Let's talk about a couple of names that are out there that are interesting that may or may not end up with the Steelers. I'm just curious from a young guy's perspective. We just talked about Plaxico in the break, and he's out of jail and he's looking for a team and he's spent some time here. What do you think about him? Potentially just landing with any NFL team after he's been out of jail, and think about taking some time off. How effective can you be?
I think he's going to be very effective. I mean, if I would have asked you if Michael Vick would have came in and did what he did once he got out of jail, everyone would have probably said no. I mean, but when you go through things like that, you get stronger, and that's what adversity does to you. So I think Plax is going to come back a better guy and a stronger player.
Now, what about Tiki Barber? He's a guy who hasn't played since 2006, and he's been linked to the Steelers. I mean, can you take that much time off from playing and doing a whole nother career and then come back and succeed in the NFL?
I mean, the chances are doubtful, but you never know, man. Like we were talking about earlier, when someone says someone can't do something, it's like motivation to their ear. So maybe Tiki will see it as motivation and ended up coming in and becoming a player.
Let's go to Jim, who's in the South Hills. Good morning, Jim.
Hey, lots of money. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, I just have to give you a real quick story. I never saw two guys laugh so much. They were doing a personal appearance over here at one of your sponsors, so I can say Get-Go in South Fayette over in, I guess it was October, November. And that was the day Coach had made the statement in his press conference about the two dogs for one bone, or the two-bone story. And I told him that story, and I have never seen two guys laugh so hard in my life. They just enjoyed it, and I hope you remember that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll always remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we lost him there, but yeah, that was something we had a lot of fun with too.
Yeah.
And it worked. I mean, it motivated you guys, but there was never a fracture in the relationship because you were competing against one another, but you still stayed very close.
Yeah, because we were rookies. I mean, you got to understand. With Antonio there, all the yelling and the screaming is on me. So it was good to have Antonio there because every now and then he'll mess up, he'll get to yelling. So we ended up having to come together as one. And, Mike Tomlin told us that, if you guys come in, we'll end up needing you guys. And we did it, and we came in and ball.
How much does Hines Ward, obviously has a tremendous influence on you guys as young guys. Now, does he lay down the law verbally, or does he just say, watch me, do what I do? How does he do it?
Hines is one of the smartest guys in the NFL. He's like the quarterback of the receivers. And he really doesn't scream or yell or talk too much. He's basically, if you want to understand how to play the game, kind of watch me. And as a young guy, you understand that. Sit back and observe Hines. Hines been in the league 13 years, so he understands what it takes. He's been to the Pro Bowls, the Super Bowls, whole 9 yards.
Now, did you sit back and watch him dance throughout this whole Dancing with the Stars process?
Yeah. I was very surprised. I didn't think he was gonna end up winning it. Knowing Hines, I thought he had 2 left feet, but. I tuned in. I thought I was going to get a laugh, but I was actually surprised, and I'm proud of him, man.
What'd you think of some of those outfits, though? You have to get on him a little bit, even though he's the older guy, the vet. Coming out in that band uniform or that Viking helmet that he had, you got to pop him a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to poke at him. I can't wait to see him. I'm looking forward to him. I tell you what, the outfits probably ended up winning the mirror ball.
Hey, you can go see him at noon today and enter the dance contest.
Yeah, I'm entering the dance contest. Check me out. I'm coming out. Got a couple steps for y'all.
Nice.
That's tremendous. Now, is there a guy on that team that is by far, if he entered into Dancing with the Stars, even though Hines won, it would have been the favorite? Is there the best dancer on that team?
That's Rashad Mendenhall. Mendenhall is always dance. He actually takes dance classes.
Wow.
So
like salsa dancing classes and stuff like that.
Hip hop, whole 9 yards.
Wow.
Yeah. Any tweeting classes he's taking? Who taught him how to do that? I'm not
going to get on the subject of that.
Okay, we have a text here.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know, how fast is Mike Wallace really?
Oh, man. He's a burner, man. He's 4.2 all day. Mike is the type of guy that, he has no ceiling. If you need him to run, if he's racing a guy, he's going to beat him. He's that determined. He's that fast. So you never know how fast the guy is like Mike.
Now, were you always one of the? You had to be one of the fastest guys, or the fastest guy as you were growing up, right?
Yeah.
When was the first time you encountered somebody that was on your team that was faster than you?
I've always been the second fastest guy on my team. In high school, he was faster than me, and then in college, I had a guy by the name of Aldrick Robertson. He just got drafted in the 6th round, player receiver. He was a burner like Mike Wallace. And now I consider myself the second fastest on the Steelers, baby.
How about the fact
Antonio?
What would Antonio say about that?
They say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Check the combine numbers, baby. Nah, we always debate about it and have fun about it. Antonio always says he can beat me, and I say I can beat him. So it's all fun and games.
You get a kick out of the fact that no matter how savvy, how skilled, how talented a defensive back is, Mike Wallace runs by him.
Oh, yeah, no question.
But they don't see it on film. How is that speed that bizarre, that unworldly? They've seen all kinds of speed their whole lives. Yeah. He goes by every guy.
See, the thing is they see it on film. They see him blowing past guys, but they don't believe the height until he's in the end zone. Mike is fast, extremely fast. But you got some guys that they feel like they're fast at their position too, and they sometimes challenge him. But it was crazy to see at the beginning of the season how the DBs was playing him towards the end. I remember the New England Patriots game when Hines went down. I ended up filling in. Mike had 2 DBs on him like he was going down for a punt. That's how scared they were.
Now, has Ben finally figured out how to throw it to him so he doesn't underthrow him? It seems like he still, more often than not, could throw it a little further and make it a little easier for Mike.
Yeah, definitely. But, they're starting to develop a little chemistry. I think we're all starting to develop a little chemistry. And hopefully this next season, man, we start putting up big numbers.
It's a Fan Morning Show with Steelers wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders in studio. We're taking some phone calls for him at 412-333-9370. Mike is in the car. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, Mike. What's up?
First thing, Emmanuel Sanders, I really do believe his injury in the Super Bowl really impacted the outcome of that game. I'd like to ask him 2 questions. The first question is simply this: are you 100% ready to go? And the second question, since you're out of Texas, did you get a chance to play against Curtis Brown, the third round draft pick? And I'll listen to your comments. Thanks.
For your first question, I'm about 95% right now. I think in about 2 more weeks I'll be at 100% and be able to run full speed, and be able to hit the ground running during training camp. And then the second question, no, I haven't had the opportunity to go up against Curtis Brown. but some guys back out in Texas. You know, I got a couple buddies that play on the University of Texas team, and they told me that the guy is a stud, and he should come in and produce for us.
Now, your rookie class last year, I mean, the contributions were just tremendous. And do you get a chance to talk to these guys? Because I know you can talk amongst yourselves, but have you talked to this year's draft class and say, hey, these are the things you should look out for?
Oh, yeah, man. You know, me and Antonio talk almost every day. And then Cresden Butler, the cornerback, he's one of my best friends. And, you know, I'm going to hang out with him today, and I hung out with him yesterday. He just got back into town, and he told me, man, I'm looking forward to coming in and becoming a player in this league and for the Steelers. And he's been working extremely hard to come in and produce.
Now, how about this year's class, you know, the Cam Haywards and those guys? Have you been able to reach out to them yet?
Haven't been able to reach out to none of them guys. I'm looking forward to it, though, man. Let's end this lockout.
Yeah.
Let's end the lockout so we can get the rookies in here learning the playbook and learning the system and get football ready for the fans out there.
Now, you would be allowed to talk to them, right? I mean, there's no restrictions on that between player and player. But,
Yep.
I mean, there's so many other restrictions. It's got to just drive you nuts that you can't have conversations.
It's definitely driving me nuts, man, because – you know, like I told you earlier, man, I want to be in there. I want to be breaking down film and getting better. And you can only work out. And the only time I watch film is the things that I have on DVR. I go back and watch myself on the TV, but that don't do the same.
Right, that's more like entertainment.
Exactly, you know. And I try to learn things, but man, we got to end this lockout, man.
Who was the DB that gave you the toughest time that you went up against this year?
Definitely Darrell Reeves. You know, I don't really like him too much. He has a way with this little arm bar things he does, but you know what? I'm looking forward to next year. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna go down and break down that film, and I'm gonna take him down.
We'll grab a couple more calls, 412-333-9370, and find out more about Emmanuel Sanders, the man. It's the Fan Morning Show, Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Yeah, man, Darrell Reeves, man.
His mom's probably listening now. She's gonna get off.
Yeah, right.
This dude, he's good at the arm bar. Like, you try to run past him, he throws up his arm like this so you won't run past him. It's weird.
It's probably a lot of respect to him now that nobody's calling.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the Fan Morning Show. And we've got Steelers wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders in studio for about 20 more minutes. And you can watch what's going on right here on his Facebook page as he's streaming live. You just type in Emmanuel Sanders into that Facebook search, and you will find him. He's got about 17,000 likes on that page. And
he's making faces for the camera right now. Check him out.
He's doing a tremendous job with that. And it's, you know, there's a lot of guys who fall into traps when it comes to social media and things along those lines. And I know you don't want to get into the Mendenhall stuff. We'll stay away from that. But just generally speaking, there's a lot of players, younger players, which you still are, and entering into your sophomore season, that kind of do some dumb things. But you don't. Is this something that you kind of heeded advice, or you figured out on your own? Boy, I need to be careful.
Yeah, I pretty much figured it out on my own. Man, you got to be careful what you portray and the image that you put out there, because you got to understand I'm representing SMU, I represent my hometown, and I'm also representing the Pittsburgh Steelers. So what I put out on the social media, on the Twitter, I always make sure it's positive and it's gonna help someone. You know, if you go back on my fan page, I'm always words of encouragement for people. And, you know, I started the whole social media because I just wanted to find out how many fans I had. And once I found out how many I had out there, man, it was like, now I want to show them love. So I do autograph contests and all kinds of neat deals, you know.
Were you overwhelmed by the number of people, the response that you got?
Yeah, definitely. I'm just a rookie. And not only that, I'm from SMU. It's a small school. But right now, I think I have 16,000 fans on my fan page. So it's up and coming, you know.
You talked about how you came through the tunnels and Pittsburgh kind of blew you away. That is I forget who came here and said it's the only city with an entrance, and that's kind of how that tunnel is. Yeah. But how do you find it now, and have you kind of become a Pittsburgh guy?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I love the city of Pittsburgh, the city of champions, baby. But, yeah, man, I'm falling in love with it. At first, I kind of struggled with it, trying to get around town a little bit.
Not easy.
You can't use MapQuest on your phone because supposedly, like, the grids are throwing off a little bit. But now I'm slowly starting to get off the MapQuest and understand 376, 279, the whole 9 yards. So I'm getting comfortable.
What's your favorite thing about the city?
Definitely coming in. I love to go pick up my family. I always try to fly them in at nighttime so they can see coming through the tunnels, like I said.
Yeah, I was told that too when I first came here. Somebody said you gotta make sure when you go into the city, you go through the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
And I did come in at night, and it is unbelievable.
You know what's crazy? I stay on top of Mount Washington, so I can come off and exit off Uniontown. But I always go all the way around just to show them. The question.
You're always naturally talented from the get-go when it came to sports, though. I mean, was it one of those things that was always like, boy, I'm going to be a professional athlete?
I used to walk around. I used to be that little 8-year-old kid saying, you know what, someday I'm from a small country town. I mean, we have one stoplight, Belleville, Texas, and 3A school. And I used to always tell people, you know, someday I'm going to be on that TV. I'm going to be that guy to go out there and make it to the NFL. And, you know, I was real short, you know. But then I hit a growth spurt my sophomore year, and that's when I started to come into my own. And I didn't really know that I was going to be able to play in the NFL until I think probably about my junior year. But I always had guys. Like, I started training with Dion. He used to always tell me, you know, you got that dog in you, you know. And they used to always tell me, look at this young guy right here. But, you know, I just continuously work hard, and here I am today. Thank God.
How about Ocho, a good guy?
Yeah, man. Ocho is a very good guy. You know, Ocho is a businessman. I mean, I think some people, they kind of understand him as the crazy guy, but Ocho, he's just a businessman. He's trying to get money. He understands the NFL stands for not for long.
The thing about him is that he used to do some outrage. Like, he'd have his list. You know, you can't cover me, and Ike, by the way, never go on that list because I could cover him.
Mm-hmm.
But everything that he said was just fun. I mean, it was kind of trash talking in a playful way, and nothing hurtful about the way he went around about doing it.
Definitely not, man. So I think some people take trash talking in a negative manner, but it's just all fun. I mean, that's what I understood is about this game. Is it's called football, and from Pee-wee to whole 9 yards, even in the NFL, you got to understand this is a game, and you got to go out there and have fun. And that's why you always see me. I'm dancing. I'm trash talking, just having fun out there. But at the end of the day, you know, it's football. It's a game.
Who's the best talker? Anybody make you laugh?
No, I haven't encountered that. Right now, I'm just a rookie. I remember one time I was trying to talk trash to Darrell Reeves. I came off and he was talking trash to me back, and I slapped him on one run play. And after that, he kind of looked at me and was like, dude, what is your name? I don't even know you. It kind of made me mad. That's all I said. Next year, I got to get it. I got to make
you do have a thing for Darrell Reeves. Yeah. There's no question.
No question.
The island.
No question.
Do you get into some of the other pro teams in town, go to games? Do you catch any Pirate games, go to any Penguin games?
I've been to one Pirate game, and they ended up winning. So nice. I wanted to go check them out this last weekend when they played the Red Sox, but I didn't get an opportunity to go. And, you know, I'm starting to get into hockey. In Texas, you see little kids, and they're playing football. And, you know, I got a couple kids that stay down the street from me, and they're playing hockey. Yeah. So it's like up north, that's the whole thing. So I actually went to the Console Center, and I saw a concert there. So I'm looking forward to it.
What'd you see?
Oh, man.
Must have been memorable.
Yeah. What are your favorites?
It was just free tickets. I stayed for like 10 minutes.
All right, I got to go.
I don't even know. It's some chick.
Taylor Swift.
Nah, that was at
Lady
Hines
Gaga?
Ward. Yeah. It was like a week ago. Cher or something? No, it's not Cher.
Katy Perry?
Nah. I don't know. I forgot her name. But yeah, I went to the Console Center.
Must have been great.
Yeah. I left within like 5 minutes. It was free tickets.
Yeah. If you saw Emmanuel Sanders, text us at 47625 and let him know where
Tell
he
us
was.
what concert he saw. Who did he see?
We'll wrap it up with Emmanuel Sanders next. He's in the studio on the Fan Morning Show, Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Who was it?
Let's check the schedule.
I don't think I can go. See if you can go to the consult. See if you can get their schedule. Have you gone to a power game, an indoor and arena league game?
West outbound, a number
I was hoping never to go either.
Who was saying he wanted to go? Was,
you know what I'm talking about?
You don't know either?
It was free tickets. I just ended up going.
Saw you.
Yeah, Sade, baby.
Sade Legend.
Yeah, and John Legend.
Yeah. He should be a little more memorable.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sade's in my wheelhouse, kind of in Jim. You know, this is like in our time. But Johnny Legend rocks, man.
Yeah,
He's
I know,
solid.
man. Yeah, I saw him perform like 2 songs.
You just lost some cool points with one of our texters.
Nah.
So you walked out on free Sade tickets. He just lost some cool points.
One more time. You got something?
Smooth operator.
There you go. Tremendous work. We're going to save that for the rest of the time. So, we'll break it out if you have like a 3-touchdown game.
Sound good.
That could be your song, Smooth Operator. It's not bad.
We need 3. We just need 1. We'll play it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we're easy.
Play one catch will probably come.
What do you think as a wide receiver being called a smooth operator would be pretty cool?
Yeah, of course.
That's very complimentary.
That's catching.
Right, why not? I mean, we've already
That's
got
strong.
like 30,000 nicknames at this point. We'll add another one to it.
Add that to the YM.
By the way, somebody wanted to know if you guys had a name for Heath Miller and if tight ends were allowed in the Money family.
Yeah, but we don't have a name for him right now. He's kind of in there with Hines, the old money.
Right,
I call Heath long money.
No, Greg's got it.
What's that?
Quiet money.
Yeah, quiet money.
Hey, he's very quiet, humble guy, man.
Long money. That scares me, though. I mean, why would you call him long money?
He got that long money, man.
Oh, okay.
Money never stops.
That would be Plex if Plex came back.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Actually, Plex doesn't have any money right now, I don't think.
So tell everybody else about the Facebook page, where they can find you, what you're going to be doing, and tweeting, and Facebooking, and all that stuff.
Yeah, come chat with me on my fan page. It's on Facebook.com. Just type in Emmanuel Sanders. When the dream becomes a reality. I love to chat on there every day. I'm always interacting with my fans because they show me so much love, so I just try to show love back. I'm always having autograph contests and all kind of things of that nature. I think you guys will like it a lot.
And you answer people back. You're very accessible. And, And it's always you writing back.
Oh yeah, I'm always on there. Always on there.
Well, it was a real pleasure having you in here, and I hope we can do it again.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we'll be paying attention, and I'm sure our boss will corner you outside and try to offer you a contract. So just watch out.
Sound good. Good.
Well, it's good that you have Josh here with you. Make sure you have Josh interact, and you're in good shape there.
Oh yes, sir.
Emmanuel Sanders, an hour co-hosting, did a tremendous job.
Outstanding. And
we look forward to having him again soon. All right, it's the Fan Morning Show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Back into some Jaromir Jagr stuff, and we're going to play this or that a little bit later. We had to move it because of Emmanuel, so hang on. We'll be right back on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
That was fun, guys.
Outstanding. Great job. Enjoyed it.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
That was real fun. Yo, what the degree?